The following story happened to Julian on a snowboarding weekend in Colorado in 2019 at the age of 24. Back in January 2019, when I was 24 years old, Mia, who would later become my girlfriend, and I were in the early stages of our relationship. Both avid snowboarders, Mia's family owned a charming cabin in Colorado, not far from Aspen Mountain Resort. Around our 10th hangout, Mia invited me to spend a weekend there for our first snowboarding adventure together. The journey was a scenic 5-hour drive, and as we approached her family's cabin, we traversed a winding, secluded road surrounded by tall trees. The absence of other cars and the untouched snow made it feel like we were in a remote wilderness. Mia explained that many of the houses in the area were owned by out-of-state residents, similar to her family's situation. Despite the picturesque setting, our cabin lacked running water. Mia's family had stocked up on water jugs for essential tasks, and we had to make use of an outhouse for bathroom needs. That first night, after a cozy dinner and a movie, we fell asleep early, eager to hit the slopes the next day. The following morning, with fresh snow on the ground, we woke up early to catch the first runs at the ski resort. After a full day of snowboarding and a stop at a diner for dinner, we returned to the cabin. The night had fallen, and snow was once again blanketing the landscape. Inside the cabin, we cranked up the heat, started a fire, and enjoyed some music and drinks. When nature called, I decided to head to the outhouse. As I braved the snowstorm outside, I noticed fresh footprints leading around the cabin. Curious, I followed them, uncertain if they belonged to a person or an animal. I called Mia and told her about it. She dismissed my concerns, attributing them to the frequent presence of black bears in the area. Satisfied, I used the outhouse and rejoined her in the cabin. Later that night, while in the outhouse again, I heard footsteps passing by. Alarmed, I texted Mia, but there was no immediate response due to poor cell reception. As I returned to the cabin, I discovered it in darkness, the power seemingly out. Armed with my phone's flashlight, I traced a new set of footsteps leading to the front door. Panicking, I banged on the door and called Mia's name. The door swung open, and she pulled me inside, revealing that a stranger had attempted to enter while I was outside. In fear, Mia had cut the power and hidden in the dark. She recounted how the intruder had peered through the living room window. Aware of her father's secret cellar, which housed firearms, we armed ourselves and waited in the dark. The nearest neighbors were far away, making it unlikely that the stranger was someone local. The unsettling silence was shattered by the return of footsteps in the snow. With a loaded gun in hand, I opened the front door and fired several shots into the air. The footsteps ceased, and we assumed the intruder had fled. Following Mia's father's advice, we left the next morning, deciding it was best not to linger in the unsettling atmosphere. While the night had been harrowing, at least we managed to enjoy a full day of snowboarding before leaving that isolated cabin behind. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.